Can I have a motion to resume public session, please? Ms. Kies, Ms. Urbanowski? Any questions? All in favor? Thank you, Rob. The vote is unanimous. We will now stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And now we move on to GC Pride Awards. Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Sorry. Where are you? Come on right up here, Heidi. I want to thank you all for giving us the time tonight to recognize there's going to be two students. One is extremely tired and trying to catch up on his work from the music trip, so we give him all his props for being a leader in that sense. With us tonight is Heidi Tran. She has been a multiple sport athlete for us for a number of years. She is a diver in the fall, a very good diver, competing at the county level, sectional level. And she is also a very good pole vaulter. So she represented Gates Chili and Section 5 at the New York State Championships in the winter. And she's, right back at it here for her outdoor season. She was a member of the Section 5 championship team in the winter. She's a leader throughout our community, in the hallways, through the music department, through everything she does, just an exemplary student. She will be continuing pole vaulting at the University of Binghamton next year and studying pharmacology. So again, when we talk about Spartans, when you open the dictionary, this is one of the faces you'll see in there, and we're very proud of her. Heidi Tran. Our other award winner tonight was going to be Noah Leathersitch, another three-sport athlete, participates in volleyball and is an all-county performer in the fall. Also represented us at the New York State Track and Field Championships in the winter. Band, he also went to the Nike Nationals. That's a little bit above, we only go to the state level. If kids do want to participate and they qualify, they can continue to really get on that national stage, and he was one of them. He finished 5th in the state this year at the National Indoor, or at the State Indoor Championships before heading to the Nike Nationals. Again, a great leader. He's going to be heading to Roberts Wesleyan and also continuing to pole vault there and studying computer science. So two very worthy Spartans we can all be proud of, and certainly we just appreciate the opportunities that you as the board and the district provide to give these kids the opportunity to perform at these levels. So thank you very much. Do you still want her? Yeah. We're still going to get your pic. Then you and I will get our picture with Noah tomorrow.
Congratulations to both Heidi and Noah. Agenda changes?
We have added the FFA report and changes to personnel.
Thank you so much. Tonight for Board Vice President's comments. Today was an interesting day for Rochester weather. I think for a minute I forgot we were in almost end of April versus being in the middle of a January storm. We just like to wish our 5th grade Family Fun Night a huge success. That's taking place right now. That's actually where President Coffey is with her daughter, so we hope that they're enjoying and having a good time. And we also like to wish a successful Florence Brasser College Wear Day that is coming up this week. And we take this opportunity to wish our families a fun and safe upcoming spring break. Enjoy yourselves and continue to be safe. Any points of interest? Ms. Kies?
I'm going to put my notes here. It's going to be a long one. I returned today from the Universal trip with the Gates Chili High School Music Department. I've always known that there was a lot of work going into the trip for both the students and the directors. There's a lot of moving pieces. There's a lot of planning. I had the opportunity to go along years ago on a trip to Chicago. This one's a little bit different with flying and trying to coordinate 172 kids flying 13 chaperones, staff. It was just an incredible amount of work. So, you know, all the music directors were incredible. Our planning, organizing person, Mrs. Bala, did a fantastic job getting things set up. And then we had Mrs. Braid from the high school and Mrs. Kuhn were both there. And they worked very hard. And our school nurse was on 24/7. She was exhausted at the end. And just the dedication that they showed for being there. And then learning opportunities for the students. Not only did they do the workshop that they went there for, which I know that will probably be a presentation at some point. You'll see the final product of that. The things they got to learn from that workshop were amazing. But I didn't really realize all the life lessons the kids learn on a trip like this. A lot of freshmen coming in that got to go, right? And it's learning how to have roommates for the first time, sharing small spaces, remembering your room card, remembering your park ticket, remembering to keep your phone charged, like all those responsibilities. And there were lots of life lessons along the way there, but I can definitely see how there's a lot of growth opportunities for our students to be able to do something like that, especially for kids who have never had a chance to travel or fly. It was just an incredible experience. I really appreciate the district's support in those activities and the dedication of the staff to make it happen.
Thank you. Any other points of interest? Ms. Davis?
Thank you. This past weekend, President Coffey, Vice President Dr. Richards, and I all traveled to Atlanta for the National School Board Association National Annual Conference. Great experience. Got to attend some different sessions. The path that I kind of took that I focused on was engaging student voice. And actually was coincidence. In the first session I went to about that, there was a gentleman in just attending the session who was representative of the National Student School Board Association or membership or whatever. And he had a group around him that was asking him questions and he was giving information to, and I wanted to talk to him about how we've done this. Now this is our second year. And he happened to sit behind me in the second session I went to the next day. And so we got chatting about it. And he was very impressed with what we've done and how we've, tweaked the role between last year and this year to kind of make it work for us better, and excited about where we're going with it. So I was proud to kind of talk about that and our experience there. But yeah, some really great ideas. Went to a couple great keynote sessions that I think Dr. Richards is going to talk about as well.
Absolutely. To round off points of interest, to follow up with Ms. Davis, we absolutely had a great time at the National School Board Association Conference, continuing to learn new things and continuing to be proud of how we're doing things here at Gates-Chili. We are definitely setting the stage and charting the path for some great work. And Dr. Goldie Muhammad was one of the sessions that we went to for a luncheon, and she's phenomenal, just kind of giving us points and keys about curriculum and instruction, and in this world that we're living in right now where we know that diversity, equity, and inclusion is a hot topic for some, but we know that for us here at Gates is actually doing the work. So it was phenomenal to be able to attend that conference and continue the learning. Any other points of interest, Ms. Sabradowski?
I attended the middle school art show and book fair last week, and I thought that the book fair was a nice addition to the annual art show. We have a lot of really talented students, and it was nice to see all their work on display. So, thank you.
Thank you. Any other points of interest? Awesome. We'll move on to report of meetings. No report of meetings? Awesome. Any visitor comments? Nope. Thank you. So next up, we have our athletics report.
Dr. Richards, Superintendent Daly, members of the board and cabinet. Thank you again for giving me the opportunity to speak a little bit tonight about the state of the athletic department and kind of some great things that we've got going. If I'm going along and you have any questions, please feel free to ask. So again, just our agenda is pretty much the same format. You'll see we're down about 50 kids in overall athletics this year. We're kind of looking into that situation and just seeing where the shortfall lies. We've been holding pretty steady and building since COVID. but this year we just took a little bit of a hit. And again, we won't know what that's all about until we dig a little deeper. So that's pretty much the same. So our scholar athlete recognitions, as of right now, these are just through the fall and winter. So our spring is not on here. Last year, I believe I did this presentation in June, and that included those numbers. So don't look and think that we went down in these. The kids are doing great. We've got a lot of teams that are extremely successful and doing a great job. And again, the role and the lessons here are to develop skills that get you in life. You're a student athlete. You've got to be a student first, and we want to make sure we highlight that. All right, some honors. Again, this is through fall and winter, so we still have a long way to go. We had 52 student athletes, all county recognition at the various levels. Again, that's in all of our fall and winter sports. Our students that went to the Nike Nationals, we had Noah, as I mentioned earlier, and then we also had a relay team go that actually earned All-American status. And that was 4 young men who did the shuttle relay, which is a little bit different looking than a normal relay. So it's sort of a down and back type thing. But again, very interesting to watch. But again, competing at the national level and giving these kids exposure to not only the level of competition, but college scouts, all the other great things that come along with it. We had a student this year, was all Greater Rochester. He was actually the libero of the year, Luke St. Clair. And he'll be back, which is the best thing. He's an underclassman. We had a nice volleyball season, and that really topped it off for Luke. Just a great young man, and again, he's representing us in a very positive way. We had 4 students to go to states this year, and we set some nice milestones and records along the way throughout the season. And right here, Heidi is holding what is affectionately known as a block. So if you're not into athletics, you want blocks. Those blocks signify sectional championships. And I've got to say, and I think I have it on another slide as well, we came 1 point from a sweep. So our boys came 1 point short. Girls stepped up, came through with some great performances, made it happen at Nazareth. And I want to say thank you to Chief Long. Wears a lot of hats in this community, but he was a board member. He was the police, he did everything and got those firemen in there and gave these girls a nice, escort into town with some sirens and very well deserved. And then we had 8 seniors participate in senior all-star games in different sports throughout the 2 seasons. So our unified sports is continuing to grow. And as this grows throughout the state, Monroe County and Section 5 are certainly supporting it. It's an unbelievable experience for everyone involved, for the people in the stands, for the kids who are partners, for the kids who don't necessarily get involved in varsity sports that take advantage of this opportunity. It's incredible. It's incredible to see our kids step up. And I said everyone that attends these and is a part of this learns equally. So again, this is something that we have supported. Gates has been at the forefront of this since the very beginning. We actually held the first couple youth activation, big meetings for Section 5. They were held here, run by our kids. So I take great pride in knowing that we're sort of part of that foundation that's being built around. And they're actually looking to expand and possibly go into flag football, which I have a feeling, through conversations that is something we hope to bring to you shortly, and hopefully we'll get your support. So our sectional events, Gates Chi-Li is the place to be, and there's no question about it. Our facilities are second to none. They're getting better by the day. The 2 new stadiums that are going to be here, by Buffalo Road and the Garden Factory, again, are going to be state-of-the-art, high-end, multi-use facilities, both baseball, softball, lacrosse for both boys and girls, soccer for boys and girls, phys ed stations for learning throughout the day, and then also, just available for teams to practice on. So even baseball, I'm just using it as an example. When you're in the gym taking ground balls off a gym floor, it becomes counterproductive after a while. It's not realistic. It basically teaches you some bad habits. Now we'll have spots where kids can go out and actually work meaningful drills, get quality repetitions, and really hone in on their skills, which, again, is just a huge advantage for us. You can see that we hosted a lot of events here again this year. People are calling all the time. We actually say no more than we say yes, just because our people need a break. Our yellow coats are putting in 12-hour days at some of these cheer events and some of the volleyball events. The only reason why we didn't have the Gary Adler kickoff tournament here this fall was because the way school started, it had to be on a weekday, and we couldn't support it. So Fisher stepped up. They took the boys. We still had the girls. Next year, with the way the schedules fall, it will fall back to us hosting the Gary Adler, which is basically it's the full Section 5 kickoff tournament in the fall, which is just an awesome experience. But some of the fans and crowds and games that we had here over the winter were absolutely electric. And as Section 5, we just, at the last AD meeting, we talked about, is the basketball, are they still talking about going down to the Blue Cross Arena, or are they going to try to utilize, a place like ours, maybe a Rush Henrietta more? So again, the opportunity will be there for us to host, bring people into our community, let them see what we have, let them see how we run things. But overall, very complimentary for the people that attended. I know Jeff can speak on the volleyball. It's always a great event. And people, like I said, they want to be here. It's a great place. And again, you guys are making that happen with your support and speaking for our community and providing these kids with these kind of facilities. So thank you very much. Senior highlight. Again, Heidi's holding the block. That's our big one now. And again, I 1 point short. It's breaking my heart. But the boys right now are incredibly motivated. They are ready to go. We're hoping for a sweep. And I just had my end of the year coaches meeting with Coach Tyndall. And I said, we are to the point now in track where it's not a goal to win the sectional title. It's the expectation. We have the numbers, we have the kids, we have the coaches in place where we should be competing every single season. We take the track and field. And that's what our other programs are aspiring to get to. So again, we're in a great place. And again, it's because of people like Heidi that really make it happen. I put basketball summer leagues back up there because when I first arrived at Gates Chili, we had a strong girls basketball team. We had just been to the States, I think 2 years in a row. We went to States my first year. And then there were some coaching changes, some other things. Just a lot of things happened that, we sort of lost the summer league. We lost sort of those feeders. We have our Junior Spartan program that feeds in. But then we really need to get our kids, take them from there to the next level. We're back now to a full JV, varsity, and modified summer league on both the boys and girls side, which again is a great sign and a great indicator of where those programs are heading. The free girls basketball camp. Coach DeMoore wanted to be more involved and wanted to give more young girls an opportunity to get exposure to the game, to again be a part of our basketball community. So over February, he ran a girls camp, free to our community members. And it was great. We had about 42 girls show up. Our varsity team served as coaches and as instructors and really made a connection with those younger girls, which is, again, providing the role models and leadership that they need. So, again, that's a very, very positive direction. What do we got here? We had 4 kids go to the New York State Track and Field Championships, as I said. Our Nike National group, Noah competed in the pole vault, and then we had our shuttle relay. And then we also, I want to say thank you again for your approval to send our kids to the Armory in New York. We had a group go down. The whole experience is just great. I mean, we get on a train here, they train down, they stay together, they compete, they see kids from all over the country. It's in one of the iconic, track venues in New York State, and they get to compete, and they do very well. And again, I want to thank you. That's above and beyond what we offer as an athletic program, but for those kids who can go and qualify, it's something very special. And then there has been so much buzz. I can't even tell you the amount of people that are coming up and talking to me about the ground that, that they see moved over where those 2 new stadiums are going to be. The excitement in the air, the excitement around Section 5 in Monroe County, it's crazy. I mean, I've got adult leagues, calling. I've got Gates Little League, and our softball is really trying to, get their mitts and get in on it. And we will take care of our community. We will make sure that our young programs get what they need. And again, that tax dollar will be well spent, and it'll certainly help, again, provide opportunities for our kids on both the boys and girls side. Heidi, do you want to say anything? I'm talking a lot. Let me speak a little bit about your experience, talk about your states, talk about your sectional championship, brag it up. This is your opportunity.
Hello. Well, sectionals, indoor sectionals was pretty great. As you know, we won champions. It was actually really fun because as a team we worked together and definitely united more recently, since we've definitely become more of a family and a team. And even though we each still have like our individual groups, like pole vault or sprinting or distance groups, we definitely came together for like those big meets and definitely united to team together and support each other. Yeah. States was a great experience as well. It's definitely very comfortable and nice that Section 5 has supported us through that, and that we get to experience that experience as a whole together with different schools and being able to see friends that I compete with on the bus and in hotel rooms. And then just being able to jump against other people, definitely with like equal competitions, and just having a good time seeing other coaches and definitely getting experiences about college and everything is definitely an inspiration to look forward to and help support the community about pole vault and track. Yeah.
Any questions for Heidi while she's up there? See why she's a champion? Thank you. I do want to say thank you to the music department and band as well. Whether it's pep band at the basketball games, whether it's, we tell kids to be quiet in the halls and just kind of get to your classes. Well, when they go to states, we line them up, we march them down the hall, the drum line's banging out, they're making all kinds of noise as we march them out to the bus, and it's a pretty special event. So, again, I just want to make you realize that it's really a school community event, and the more people we can get involved, the better. Just had a couple other little highlights that weren't necessarily, worthy to put up here. But tomorrow, Coach Fontenette is taking a pretty good group of young men to spring practice at Syracuse. So as a Syracuse alum, he made some calls. The transportation department was able to get us a bus. So we're taking some kids down to show them Syracuse is high-level football. That's major college football. ACC, but these kids are going to see things. They're going to see players that they didn't even know existed, and then they'll get to see them on TV, which is pretty cool. But so they'll be part of the drills. They'll be listening to the college coaches drill and instruct during that time, and then I think they're going to get some interaction with the players as well to ask some questions about, high school to college transition, recruiting process, things like that. So again, I think that's just a nice thing that Coach put together to provide an experience for our kids. And then I just want to remind everyone that Thursday night we have our elementary volleyball night. So the Education Foundation is sponsoring that once again. We're looking for a good crowd, a good time, and it's up in the air this year. I think Brasser took it last year. I've been at Brasser the past couple days. They're pretty fired up right now, I got to tell you. So if I put money down, it could be on the Bears, but I think the other schools are ready to go, and it should be a very good night. All right? Any questions? Yes, Ms. Davis.
Can I go to Syracuse tomorrow?
If you want to get here, we have a spot on the bus. You're on the
all right.
board. You always have a spot on the bus.
Thanks.
Back to your alma mater. Any questions? Thank you very much. Appreciate the time.
We appreciate you. Thank you, Heidi.
All right. Hopefully we'll be back in June with another block.
That you will.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Finance, Facilities, and Audit Update. Dr. Ball.
I do have a couple blocks from high school, but they don't belong solely to me. They were to some of the teams. So, with that, good evening. I'm Mitch Ball, the Assistant Superintendent for Business. Good evening, Mr. Daly, Vice President Richards, the Board of Education. Thank you for having me to share the Finance Facility and Audit Report. So the Finance Facility and Audit Committee was on March 24th. We talked in terms of auditing. Ms. Sanford shared the update on the risk assessment audit, noting that we would have a focus area of purchasing and disbursements. We talked about the claims auditor, noting that there's some restructuring going on in the district office, and so we would need to appoint a new claims auditor for next year, so talked a little bit about that. We talked about, deputy claims auditor. In terms of finance, we talked about our investments and shared the fact that our district has one of the 2 highest scores in the entire country in terms of our investment strategies and our use of strategic liquidity. We had a perfect 100 score. We are one of only 2 other entities, the other one being a library system in the Carolinas. So we're very proud of that and the work that the team is doing. In terms of the budget and where we're at with the budget, just shared some information on where the budget's at, talked a little bit about the administrative restructuring savings, and relayed some plans for potential state aid if it comes as anticipated. We talked a little bit about a bus purchase plan that's going to be tied to one of our propositions that will hopefully go out to the public, assuming the board approves that. And that would allow us to save approximately $180,000 in debt service issuance costs and interest costs over year to year over the next number of years. We talked a little bit about the comprehensive long-range planning study and how we're continuing to investigate various consultants to partner with. In terms of the capital projects, just shared status on the Building Brighter Future project and what's going on with those projects. Also shared some information on the Future Ready project and the upcoming stakeholder meetings that are currently ongoing, and talked a little bit about the state approval process. Shared an update on the potential solar project as was shared in the prior meeting. We are continuing to advocate for some legislative efforts, specifically with Senator Cooney, around helping us get the aid that we hope we can receive for that potential large solar project that would offset energy costs in the district. Talked a little bit about some planned storage for band, noting that we're looking to install a small storage building outside the Gates Chili Performing Arts Center for theater and music storage. Talked about the basement storage area, how the project has wrapped up, and that we'll see fiscal savings by being able to bring back documents that are stored at Iron Mountain. We would see approximately a $30,000 a year savings by bringing those documents back in-house. And then shared some information about the Operations Center and the rehabilitation of the previous administrative offices and how the progress is going to repurpose the use of that building. Any questions?
No questions. Thank you, Dr. Ball.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
So that moves us on to consensus items and approval of the consensus agenda. Can I have a motion to approve the consensus agenda? Ms. Littlewood, Ms. Kies, any questions? All in favor? Motion is unanimous. Can I have a approval for consensus items? Motion to approve consensus items C through I. Motion, please. Ms. Jennings, Ms. Davis, any discussion? All in favor? The vote is unanimous. And that moves us to, one more. Action items. Approval of extra classroom activity funds, second quarter. Can I have a motion to approve the extra classroom activity funds, second quarter? Mr. Long, Ms. Jennings. Any discussion? All in favor? The vote is unanimous. Next, we will action to approve the capital reserve fund. Can I have a motion to approve the resolution to establish a new 10-year capital reserve? Motion, please. Ms. Littlewood, Mr. Long. Any discussion? All in favor? Vote is unanimous. Next, approval of resolution authorizing issuance of individual procurement cards through ASBO. Can I have a motion to approve the resolution authorizing issuance of individual procurement cards through ASBO? Motion, please. Ms. Kies, Mr. Long. Any discussion? All in favor? Vote is unanimous. And that takes us to superintendent's comments.
So Gates Charlie is once again leading the charge in sustainable student transportation. As you know, the district recently began receiving our 10 additional electric school buses. Among the new arrivals is a major milestone, the first electric school bus in New York State equipped with a wheelchair lift. This investment reflects our continued commitment to innovation, sustainability, and equity. And as our athletic director recently shared, we're just 2 days away from the Gates Charlie Education Foundation's 3rd annual Mitch Ball Volleyball Tournament. The event, a rivalry between our 4 elementary schools, is Thursday, April 10th at 5:30 p.m. in the Spartan Fieldhouse. Tickets are $1 per person with a can of food to donate, or $5 without. Come see our 4 elementary buildings compete for the Ball Bus Trophy. And this week, we're getting a bird's eye view of some of the construction happening at our middle school. As you know, crews are working on the multiple turf fields south of the school near Buffalo Road. In addition, last week, crews finished up the middle school technology, art, and health classrooms. We have some new photos of those spaces as well. The completion of this work clears the way for work to begin on the music classrooms at our middle school. And despite rumors, that is not a ski hill that we are developing along Buffalo Road. Also this week at the middle school, they're hosting 2 sessions about the grade level reconfiguration that will be taking place next school year. The in-person session was today, but families are encouraged to join the virtual session on Teams at 5:30 on Thursday, April 10th. Links can be found in none other than Parent Square. We continue to wait for our finalized state budget so that we can finalize our district budget. We will keep you posted on the status of that if it comes anytime soon. And a reminder that at our last board meeting, there were some important calendar changes as it relates to the last day of school for our students. The last day of school for high school students, grades 9 through 12, will be Monday, June 16th. Exams will continue through June 25th. The last day of school for middle school students, or grades 6 through 8, will be Monday, June 23rd. In addition, please note that Friday, June 20th and Monday, June 23rd will both be half days for our middle school students. And the last day of school for elementary school students, or grades UPK through 5, will be Tuesday, June 24th. In addition, please note that Monday, June 23rd and Tuesday, June 24th will both be half days for our elementary school students. In the event of another emergency closing, this schedule may be adjusted again, though we are only predicted to get 1.5 inches of snow by tomorrow. And finally, to wrap up tonight, I'm excited to share that the latest publication by the School Administrators Association of New York, or SANES, featured 2 articles highlighting the incredible work happening in our district. Brick by Brick, Building a Culture of Literacy, written by K-5 literacy coach Jen Christensen, Director of Elementary Sarah Messino, and Director of Communications Eva Petrosino, shares our district's journey in strengthening literacy instruction, specifically shining a light on the changes made by our teachers at the classroom level to support students' varied literacy needs. Meanwhile, a SANES staff writer highlighted the structural changes we supported to drive impactful literacy instruction in the article titled, How K-12 Administrators Support Change in New York State. The publication is linked on our district homepage. Please join me in celebrating the wonderful work our staff and the tremendous impact it's having on our families. That is my report, Madam Vice President.
Thank you so much. Can I have a motion to adjourn? Ms. Davis, Ms. Littlewood. Any discussion? All in favor? We are adjourned.